up, what up, what up? It's your boy Oshin. This is Oshin's View. You already know who I'm here with. Willie Negro.
What up, what up, what up?
You know, you got an iPhone. You have the shaking head emoji, you know, with the hand over the face.
Mm-hmm.
I use that one a lot. I also use the crying one, and I use the I don't care one. This one is a whole page full of shaking my heads. Because we were just talking about this, and I don't know what Puff is doing.
Your guy.
But, matter of fact, no. I can't say I don't know what he's doing because evidently this stuff is not new.
Mm-hmm.
This is over 30 years of behavior that a lot of the industry has already known. See, I think for me, I stood in the lane of what has he been charged with? Where's the criminal act?
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm looking more for law enforcement type things.
Yeah.
He paid Cassie the $30 million. What was that? 2-3 months ago?
Yeah.
Everybody saw the $30 million, and you know, to Puff, that's a drop in the hat. But this video existed of 2016 of him, I think it was in LA, and him chasing Cassie down the hallway.
Yeah.
Well, she already left prior. The crazy thing is, if you're really trying to get out of danger, why are you waiting for the elevator? Now, I'm pretty sure they were on a high floor, so I get it. I grew up in apartment buildings, so I lived on the 17th floor, so I really want to get away. I'm taking the steps. I'm jetting down. I'm pretty sure Cassie has never lived in a building of that height. And I'm not blaming her, but it's like, if you're in danger, you
it wasn't. It was in the transcript of the long stuff that she was filing for the lawsuit. And in that transcript, she talked about this incident, and she said he was asleep.
Oh.
She left when he was asleep. Yeah.
Oh. So that puts a little extra spin on it, because that means, so you mean to tell me he was asleep? Because this is, I'm visual. So he's asleep. She sneaks out, puts her stuff in the bag, and he hit her with the hand over. You know, like when you trying to feel if somebody's in the bed with you and then he don't feel nothing.
Yeah.
He like, Cassie. And called her a few times and saw her bag gone. And then that's him running down the hallway in the towel.
Yeah.
So clearly he was naked and ran down there with the towel. And when he pulled her down, because I keep telling Puff is not a small dude.
Yeah.
She's a small thing. He pulls her down. To pull down, I'm not even going to say I was like, oh, I'm cool with that. I thought that was crazy. But it was the kicks. And when I saw how he kicked her, I was like, oh, he treating this chick like she's a dude in the street. And everybody knows. This is Harlem. This is November 4th. He's in my top 3. I got to take him out.
He not in the top 3 no more?
Can't see how I keep him there. Now, granted, I can compartmentalize because the music is undeniable. It's the soundtrack to my life and so many other people. But that behavior, like that, I think it was that kick that had me like, wow, like you really on some stuff. And I don't know what absolution Puff could look for. Clearly he needs help. And this is not just this video. Like, I'm pretty sure people have been kicking that in his ear for decades now. And the same way they've been kicking it in his ear, Puff is worth well over 800 some million. When do you think the last time Puff has heard no for anything?
Not. He ain't heard no in a while. Which leads me to this, because this was wild to me. Okay. This was wild, and it had me to reflect on how we view Puff in every sense of the word.
Yes.
In every facet of his career and everything we know about him, right? So, but first, I want to start from because I know this is your guy. This was your guy. What was your immediate reaction the first time you saw it? What was your immediate, like, when you opened up your phone and it was like, oh, Diddy and Cassie in the hotel. When you saw this man run down the hallway, see her, snatch her, kick her, and drag her, and throwing stuff at her. Oh, God. What was your immediate reaction? Like, what was your thought process immediately?
I gotta give credence to everything everybody has always said about you now. Because this is right in front of me. Like, I don't think I was hurt with this whole thing.
Right.
Because of how I feel about Puff. So I know somebody, you know. No, I know my reasons why I rocked with Puff. It was more than the music and stuff. But it was like, I can't defend you. And to me, that's saying something because, you know, I got this saying, if you let me talk long enough, you'll start to see things my way. I can't unsee what I seen.
Right.
Like, I can't unsee it. And it was the body language with a lot that he was doing too. Now.
But that lends me to another question, though.
Go ahead.
That lends me to another question. So before seeing this, it's a lot of people, including myself, that shot Puff a lot of bail on a lot of things, a lot of incidents. You see what I'm saying? Because I had to reflect on that. Why do you think that is? Why do you think when it first came out, Cassie asked him for $30 million or else I'm going to expose this, and we was like, that sound like a ransom, that sound like this X, Y, and Z. We didn't even go to, well, maybe he was beating the dog shit out of this girl. You know what I mean? We kind of automatically went to, that's odd. Why would she do this? Where is she coming from? Why do you think that is?
For one, you don't want to see your heroes in certain lights. Second part is, we're not talking about somebody with a few dollars. Now, granted, he's one of the richest in the world, but compared to these billionaires out here, we get it. But that's not the point. What I'm saying is, it's nothing that he doesn't want that he can't get. You know what I'm saying? Like that. So it all sounds like a money grab because she was with him for over 10 years. So when you got that kind of money, you're a target. Now, that's the easy part. You're a target, you're a celebrity and everything else. So that's the bell that always gets put out there because guys, and we can't do this, even though we do it all the time, we feel that if it's all this trauma, all this physical trauma, things going on, why didn't you say anything when it first happened?
Right.
But I'm learning, and what I've been told from other women, that's not how abuse works in the mentality why a woman would stay. Right. Things like that. So the bell comes with that too. It's almost, and I'm going to just say it because we talking, it's victim blaming.
But I don't even want to go. I don't even want to go there. I don't want to go to the victim yet, because I don't even think it's actually victim blaming. I think we relate. I think men relate to men. You see what I'm saying? I know of two people who was falsely accused of sexually assaulting a woman, and one of them sat in jail for months before she finally came out and said, all right, it didn't happen like that. You see what I'm saying? So my kind of instinct is preservation of me, black people, specifically black men. You see what I'm saying? And I think the other thing that you said is important. Is we believe things because we want to, right? It's no reason to believe anything, especially about people that we don't really know, right? But you hit on our heroes. We don't want to believe that our heroes are pieces of shit. You see what I'm saying? We don't want to believe that our heroes are actual pieces of shit. And something that I hit on in previous episodes is men are visual people. And by that I said, you know what I mean? A man could probably get past a woman cheating on him or something like that. But it would be damn hard to get past if they actually saw the act on like video, or they walked in on it. You see what I'm saying? Because the vision can't get out of our heads. And that's how I thought. That's the immediate thought that I said when I saw this. I said, Puff is a piece of shit. I can't believe that the nigga that bought us Benjamins is a piece of shit. Like 100% piece of shit. And then I said, damn, niggas was really defending this nigga, yo. Niggas was really defending this nigga. And the reason I said I don't want to get to the victim yet is because niggas look past the victim to defend, because she's not the only victim.
Yeah.
And by a piece of shit, I don't just mean he beat women. This nigga be fucking niggas. See, he smacked Drake. He fought J. Cole. He smacked the motherfucking coach. He as many instances of him just being crazy. They said he blew up a car. I'm believing everything that happened now.
Well, everything's on the table now. Everything's on the table because it's once you lie about something, and it's not about once you lie and it took a lot of digging to find the truth, but once it comes out quickly that this is what it really is, everything now is like, well, if that's the truth, it's all the truth now. Because now we have to dissect all of them and we have to give it all a real air. See, the thing about it is this. People start unfollowing him and everything else, and I get all that. The reason why I have to take him out of the top 3, and it's not doesn't mean because he's going to be the top 5, just not that no more, because of what and why he was considered one of the 3. He was considered one of the 3 because I always believed that he had, I'm not going to say a monopoly, but he understood, what's the word that I always use? He faced adversity well. But he ain't ever faced this kind of adversity. This is a different level. And this is not something that you can overcome. Because that's the thing about it. This is why it's messed up and everything, because this is not a situation where you were done wrong and now you're on your path of vindication and trying to prove everything. No, this is you. You are the adversity in somebody else's life. People have to get over you. And it's just like, it's just a shame because at some point, the real you always shows up. And me and you always joke about, they say money makes you the person you are.
Yeah.
From what I've been hearing, because I spoke to a few people that ran in those circles back then, they were like, nah, before he was super rich, this was the kind of time he was on. Like even at a backup dancer level, like he with a chick, he might smack her up, things like that. Now, once again, I'm not with the hitting the women and stuff like that. Now, I'm not going to say you haven't seen it done. I'm not going to say I don't know people that have hit women and things like that. Everything has context to it. But beating the crap out of women, that's a different level. That takes a different level of gumption on itself. When people used to talk about that he has something to do with Kim Porter's death, I used to be like, that's just ridiculous. But is it?
Nigga, everything is on the table. Nigga, Tupac, Biggie, like everything. Like, because the amount of arrogance that he did this with. Like, he snatched her to the ground and she laid there waiting for the next hit. And then he kicked her twice. Like, and she just sat there like, I know it's coming.
I know it's coming.
This is out in the open in a public hotel. Imagine what was going on in the fucking room.
Behind closed doors.
Like, that shit is crazy. Yo, it's hard. The other thing is, we aspire to be at a certain level, right?
Yes.
But we hear all the horror stories about people at that level, right? We hear all the Illuminati talk. We hear all the talk about the people that get to that level for all are pieces of shit. And we don't want to believe it.
Facts.
We don't want to believe because we aspire to that. And if you can't be that without being a piece of shit, then that shoots down my dream because I can't be a piece of shit. I can never hit a woman like that. You see what I'm saying? I can never do a lot of wild shit. I got too much integrity. You see what I'm saying? So when you see him do this shit, it's like, damn, like this nigga is a real piece of shit. You see what I'm saying? And so it really
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Nah, you lose. It's not like it's more than losing respect for him. It makes you question a lot of shit, a lot of stuff. It does. It just makes you question a lot of stuff, especially about him. Because I'm like I said, I'm not even playing. Everything is on the table. I like when that nigga said that shit to Tariq, when Kanan said that shit to Tariq, yo, whatever they said your pop did, he did that shit. That's how I feel about Diddy. Whatever they said he did that shit.
Yeah. And remember Darren Sharper when he's still serving his time and everything. And, you know, I joked about it, not because he went to jail, but I'm like, yo, if a good-looking millionaire got to be out here drugging women, I'm like, there's no hope for the rest of us. So I'm looking like, if you just, what are you getting out of? I hear it's a thing that, like, these dudes, they get off on hitting women and being in that kind of control and things like that. I'm looking like, I don't even want to be in control of no woman like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need that kind of power over a woman. You know what I'm saying? I need the kind of power like, can you go make this sandwich? Can you go get that remote control? I take that kind of minimal power. I don't need to be controlling you, how you dress and how you do. I don't need that kind of power.
But we see a lot of movies about kings and people in power and how they abuse that power. They keep concubines, they keep slaves, and they just keep people around to just beat on.
But hold on. Just
push them around.
But don't concubine sound like a good job though. Concubine sounds like a good job. I ain't getting it's crazy. Yo, but he was there. He was like, yo, don't front. Don't concubine sound like a good job.
Well, not if you getting your ass beat though. Like that shit crazy. Like, listen, I could go with all the freak off shit, all that shit. But getting your ass beat is crazy. Like, for what? Why are you just gonna beat this bitch? Like, yo, what is wrong with you? Why you gonna beat a woman?
Yo, at this point, Puff, you just gotta give me revolt. Yeah, that's the only way I can.
So he don't even. He ain't got nothing to do with revolt no more.
He ain't got nothing to do with revolt.
Nah.
See, he could have kept it. It would have stayed with a November 4th there and everything. He blew it.
He just gotta go away. He can't come back.
What you call it? When you said that and you opened the door for that, because that's where I was going. He's definitely got to pull a Russell Simmons. He just got to go. He got to go somewhere like that. First off, while there aren't any real charges yet, because people are definitely starting to come out the woodwork. And I don't mean they coming out the woodwork because they're lying, because like you said, it's all on the table now. But if he can somehow get from underneath the thumb of the law with some of these cases that have come up, he's got to disappear. Like, no more can't stop, won't stop. No, stop. You have to stop. It's over.
Damn.
Like, no, he has to stop, and he got to find him. I can't even say he got to find him.
Do you think he can, though? Do you think he can? Because a part of his persona is being Puff, Diddy. A part of who he is being the front man. You see what I'm saying? All in the videos. That's a part of who he is. And in reality, he really just need to like liquidate all his assets and just go somewhere else and just be there and just live life. You know what I mean? Because I just can't see him being thrust in the limelight again.
There used to be a time where people would die to get into a Diddy party. And I've been to one before, just one. It was at Battery Park, all white joint. It's cool up in New York, whatever. But now I was with somebody in the barbershop. I was like, you can't even throw his name on a flyer and expect attention. Like, he's to the point, and like I said, financially, it's not the point. But we talking about not even a smear campaign because he smeared himself, but it's like you can't even put your name on a flyer anymore and it attracts people. Like, it's just not. Now, I think the people that haven't turned his back on him yet, haven't turned their back on him yet, his closer friends. I don't think the Mary J. Bliges of the world, you know what I'm saying? But she's definitely going to put some distance to a degree.
I don't know. I got to question all that, man. I don't know. I think that...
You think everybody is wanting them, is going to want them?
I think a lot of industry people will. I do. I think that a lot of people has been wanting this to be common knowledge. I think that he was only around because of what he could do for people. You know what I mean? And if he can't do the same things for people, I think a lot of people will abandon him. Because for all intensive purposes, he is a monster. That I saw was a monster. And if that's who he has been a monster to Mary J. Blige. It's no doubt in my mind. He has been a monster to all of these people that he worked with. They said Shine went to jail for him. That he has been a monster to these people. He gets out of jail, moves to Belize, and then he comes back and does a show with the man that he went to jail for because he can do something for you. You see what I'm saying? When you can't do something for me anymore, I'm getting away from this monster, which leads me to another question.
Right.
What do you say to the people who know that he was a monster and kind of just put up with it for their gain or to get what they can get from him?
2 words: human nature. Mm-hmm. It's human nature, because first law of life, rule of life, self-preservation. Mm-hmm. People take junk at their regular jobs. Us working class people take junk from our jobs a lot. They're in an industry where your life can be changed, and you're not just changing your life, you're changing your family's life, things like that. So I think people learn to put up with certain behaviors, but it's one of those, like you said, out of sight, out of mind. Mm-hmm. And I think people tell themselves, well, I'm not doing it. I'm not in that room. I didn't hit her. Mm-hmm. I didn't touch anybody. Yeah, but you were there. But I didn't do it because I got integrity. You see what I'm saying? You'll fool yourself. You can fool yourself most of the time. Just to be perfectly honest, you can fool yourself. And we live in a secular world where we can make it secular for ourselves. Like, I hear what's going on in there, but am I in there? I'm not doing anything. Mm-hmm. I'm just standing on the other side of this door. And people go to sleep off of that. And holding somebody accountable when it's that level, and like you said, when they hold their employment and their lifeline in their hand, people choose a lot of different things. Integrity doesn't win that battle. Integrity doesn't win that battle from the jump.
Right.
Integrity wins it over time, because your integrity starts taking a hit and you can feel it. And I'm talking about literally physically feel it. Mm-hmm. Like, I can't be in a room. For me, if I know I don't rock with you and I know it's tension, I can't be in the same room you are. Like right now, the room me and you in this size, decent size. But if you were a person that I didn't get along with and we got an issue, that door is closed. Mm-hmm. It's only a window and that door. We got to get it on. Something got to be done, because I can't be in this room with you. Your whole vibe is bouncing off these walls. Yeah. And it's touching me. It's the same thing with him. Same thing. I'm talking about, we've seen people on our level do sucker things and let their integrity take hits at our level.
Right.
We talking with somebody that got hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah. I don't really judge the people that were around too harshly, because one, he was a very powerful man. Yes. And from the things that they said, he blows up cars and hangs people from hotel balconies like Big Red. And so I don't really judge the people too harshly. If you participated, you a piece of shit too, though. But which leads me to the victim. You said something. You said it was a lot of victim blaming, a lot of victim shaming going on. Right. Maybe. I did see some of that. What do you say to the people who say, hey, she wanted to marry him, it couldn't have been that bad? Because I was one of those people that said that.
Okay.
What do you say to that?
First off, his track record in terms of marriage, as far as I'm concerned, or if I've heard, I don't think Puff was ever married. I don't think he was ever married. Now, granted, the colloquialism of that's my wifey and all this other stuff. The closest one to anybody that would be considered his wife was Kim Porter. Maybe Misa. You know what I'm saying? The first baby mother. I think that's Justin's mom. I think that's Justin's mom. But Puff wasn't marrying nobody.
But what do you say? What do you say to the people that say that the abuse or the whatever was going on couldn't have been that bad if you wanted to marry her? If you wanted to marry him, rather.
See, but no, what I say to that is, and I was getting to it, you want to marry him because now you're part of the empire for real. See, right now, you just got a debit card that's very high. It is a lot of millions on that debit card. But he can always take that back, and you are out there on the street. People want to, the women wanted to marry him because now it's legally binding.
So you think she wanted to marry, you think she didn't love him. She just wanted to marry him to be Mrs. Combs?
She wants to be Miss Combs. Did she love him? Yes. I believe she did love him. I think she was a little green in her thinking, regardless of how long they've been together, because he's a lot older than her. And she probably had a whole bunch of, I'm different, because that's the thing with women too. Women they go out their way to try to make themselves individualized. And I always tell women this: the more women go out their way to try to be individualized, the more they appear as the same old everyday woman. So
I'm gonna be honest, I can't see it like a regular woman anymore. After I saw that video of what he was doing, I see it more. I see a victim. I see somebody who was groomed since she was 19, 20 years old. Somebody who was thrust into this lifestyle that became addictive so he could abuse her. You know what I mean? I see somebody that looked at him and loved him and felt like he may change. And I'm in love with him, and sometimes he whooped my ass. But one day he'll stop and I'll be the reason. Because whenever we make up, he makes up with a grand gesture. He talks about how ashamed he is, how much how sorry he is. And so I can only see a victim now. I can't see a person that's just there because they love the money and all this stuff. I see a monster looking at this young little girl and grooming her so he can manipulate her and do whatever he wanted to her. I look at the shaved side of the head different. I look at everything as predatory now.
Okay. What you just said so eloquently. But there are women that the exact same thing is happening to them, and their husband or their boyfriend or whatever makes $32,000, and they go through the exact same thing. So this is what I mean. This is why I was getting to when I said the more you try to individualize yourself, the more you appear as exactly the same woman. And this is the reason why I say that. Yes, she's the victim. These are the facts of the matter. But what the one thing you said when she said, I'm pretty sure she said it to herself, yes, he does these things, but I'm going to make him change. We've talked to women just about their situations and things like that. they all read from the same playbook. And I'm not blaming what, but this is things they say. Whether you got $800 million or $800, this is what they say. Because it's a deeper trauma. It's a deeper trauma once you're in it that way. And I think the word that gets back, because I love what you're talking about, the word that gets, that women, I say, is their downfall, invest. Once you've invested some time with women, they can't just let investments go. And he was one hell of an investment, especially like you said, with the things he can do. So that plays into the mental part too. That plays into all the mental trauma. We already know what the physical trauma is. Right. But this is why she allows it.
I can't lump her in with women because she was 19. She was a child. He was 37. What? 37? That's a distinct advantage that he has. You see what I'm saying? So it's not like, it's not like she was lured in like the typical gold digger. You see what I'm saying? Like, oh, I wanted. It was like, yo, I'm literally a kid lured in by, like, it's like candy, like this lifestyle, and this man who is loving me so much, who is so in love with me, and I'm so in love with him, and he is really grooming me and telling me, like, if I love him, I would do anything for him. And I love him. So I'm going to do anything for him, including fuck other men and get my ass beat. And then when I turn 28, 29, 30, when I finally realize I'm being abused all these years, you know what I mean? Or when I get older and I'm like, yo, I don't want to get fucked up no more. He getting mad at me. That is fucking disgusting. And it is grooming at a level. See, because he has not only the resources, but the mental fortitude to really pluck this little girl and put her here and make her mine. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. That's some evil shit that is hard to fathom.
Yeah.
It is. So it's hard for me to look at, you know what I mean? It's hard for me to see Cassie as just like a regular woman who's out here getting manipulated by a dude with money that's seeing the Benz and like, yeah. Because if you 25, 26, 27, 29, 36, and you still on that, then you just bugging. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? But at 19, 20 years old, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. I used to see dudes come up to Morgan and grab the freshman in the Benz. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I used to see that happen. You know what I mean? It was 18, 19 years old. They see some a gold chain and some shiny stuff, and they out there. You see what I'm saying? But the type of women that you speak of, once you like 26 and 20, like you a grown one, like you really out here looking for that.
So you feel at 25, 26, and I'm agreeing with you, you've had enough life experience, you've gone through something. Now, you can always, I'm pretty sure somebody's gonna be watching this saying, no, that's not true. You don't have to. I'm pretty sure there are women and men that haven't probably gone through certain things even at the age of 25, 26, 27. But we're talking, the exception, like we always say, the exception to the rule isn't the rule. Right. So I agree with you with that, because that's the same as Jay-Z, how we always said. Mm-hmm. I always said Jay-Z's first album, when he dropped it at 25 or 26, that he had a leg up because
he was older. Yeah.
He was already older. He already experienced life at a certain degree, so he was talking at things at a grown man's level. So the fact that you opened up the door about her being 19, you're absolutely right. That puts a whole different twist on it, because she has to catch up to that mentality.
Put it this way, to answer your question,
go ahead.
It's a reason why these niggas choose teenagers.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. It's a reason why they choose those women. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Those girls, young ladies. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that reason is they haven't had enough life. They are very green and they can be easily manipulated.
Yes. Last thing I want to say about that. We got to think, I think we got to monitor this situation. Well, media won't let us won't let us forget it anyway.
Oh,
he might have some dark days coming ahead.
Yeah.
And I don't even want to put it in the air, but I kind of opened the door. This could possibly turn into an Aaron Hernandez situation. And that's not me hoping anything, but
I hope not. I don't wish that on anybody.
Yeah, I'm not wishing it. But we talking about, I don't see any end to this other than what you said. You gave the best piece of advice. Liquidate everything.
And disappear.
Just disappear. Because that's his only way out.
But
no pun intended. Because he got, he got, you know what I'm saying?
You can't get it. Only way out.
No way out. He has one way out.
Yeah.
Disappear.
But I don't think that he will. And the reason that I don't think that he will is because of the apology.
Oh my God. You bought that?
No, I didn't. But I think that he did.
Oh shit.
And I think he did it because he wanted to salvage whatever he can salvage because of what? Like, there's nothing to salvage. Go away. But what did you think of the apology? Because I got a couple questions about the apology.
You might as well start asking because first off, he didn't apologize to Cassie. He didn't apologize to anybody. He didn't really take responsibility for his actions because what he tried to do was, let me rescale that. He tried to take responsibility for his actions on the video. That, to me, that was time for him to take responsibility for everything. I felt like, like when lawyers be like, look here, we'll give you this deal, but you got to throw it all in the bag. Because if we come back later and we find that you left out 2 or 3 murders, we're going to charge you again, and this time you get in the chair. To me, this is where you really needed his publicist or a speaker, whoever it is, and say, look here, this is not going to wipe the slate clean because there's so much red in the ledger, but I have to take full-fledged responsibility of pretty much everything that's ever been said about me, and it's not individualize it, be like, he could have probably literally said things like, I have a problem. It is something wrong with me. Like, now granted, you can't make people buy it. You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying that would have just cleaned everything up. What I'm saying is, if he had the opportunity to throw it all underneath the same umbrella, and even, I'm not saying use these words, but how you've been using the word monster, he had a chance to unload on himself, and he didn't take it because that was an emotional thing. That was let me get my phone, hold up, let me get my phone and say it. Because I looked in his eyes, I didn't really see a whole bunch of remorse. I saw, damn, y'all saw this video. I thought I paid this $50,000 for it to never come to the light of day, and that's a $50,000 not unwasted.
Well, that's another story, the 50,000. But I saw when I watched the video, I saw him say, "Damn, I gotta say something," and I saw a person who was advised not to say anything. I'm pretty sure any publicist told him, "Hey, let this blow over. Don't say nothing," because he looked crazy. And the other thing is, I'm pretty sure he can't say Cassie's name. I'm pretty sure that's a part of the agreement. Okay. That he had with her. He can't say nothing about her. So I understand why he didn't say her name.
Okay.
But you blamed it pretty much all on the drugs. Like he said, yo, I hit rock bottom. I had to go to rehab. Nigga, you are a monster, bro. Like you are crazy, nigga.
I was trying to figure out how rock bottom looks for him.
Well, it wasn't rock bottom because this happened in 2016, and I'm pretty sure they were together after that. So I'm pretty sure he whooped her ass after this. As a matter of fact, in if you read the thing, it said after that is when the allegations of the sexual assault happened. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So I just, my thing, it was an interesting question because somebody had posed the question. It sounded like he was apologizing to us or to his fans and not Cassie. So I would pose the question to you. Who does he owe an apology to?
Like I said, there's too much red in that ledger. It's too much red in that ledger. I'm like, I don't want to blanket it and say everybody. If it ain't everybody, whatever the word that's right underneath everybody, the majority, whatever that word is, I can't think of it. He owes an apology to that group. And that's probably the majority because he did a lot. He's done a lot. And this is why I brought up the word absolution. Mm-hmm. He's gonna, but I don't want to make it a holy roller type of conversation. But when they talking about what's gonna happen in the afterlife or what's gonna happen, because you don't get away. No good deed goes unpunished. And that's one of the sayings that I hate, but that's another story. But he can't simply get away with everything that he's ever done. And the apology, it's never going to be enough. He might have to spend the rest of his life apologizing.
Well, I do think
that's what he's going to have to do.
I do think he owes his fans an apology. I do. Because it was on. All right, so if you really think about it, the last however many years, it wasn't really getting rich off of music. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was selling Diddy, the brand, the persona. Like niggas, they was buying Ciroc because of him, because of his name, because of what that meant. He rebranded his whole thing to Brother Love. You see what I'm saying? People were invested in him, his thing. And it is looking like the evidence is pointing to that was all a lie. You see what I'm saying? So, yes, most of all, he owes, Cassie an apology. And, 30 mil is a good start. But I think he owes like everyone an apology. Like this is why at least everybody who said something nice about him and when he was in his turmoil
and defended him.
Yeah, that was kind of crazy.
So yeah,
you just said you was hurt.
Puff, hold up.
Word, yo.
Puff, you owe me an apology. You owe me a full-fledged apology.
Your man.
I was hurt. I had to take you out of the top 3. Now you're just not on the charts anymore. Because I'm just looking like, come on. Because if you're a person that people have been jealous of before, you know what jealousy looks like. Now, granted, I'm not on that level at all. But I felt that was one of the connections. Like, yo, yeah, y'all always going to say something. That's because he doing his thing. Y'all can't stop him. I fed into it all because I've seen it at my level. And so I'm looking like, well, if I seen it at my level, I can imagine how it is when you have that level of success. But I ain't out here smacking chicks down. Like I said, I thank the fans for making that clip about me the last time I hit a chick. At that joint, it did some good numbers. But I ain't out here promoting that. That saying still stands there. The last time I hit a woman or a female was in 3rd grade, and that was it. And it wasn't a hit, it was a mush. Because I don't want somebody just saying it like, oh, so you hit it? No, I mushed her, but I mushed her hard enough to let her know, stop. I don't want to have to hit you. And that was it. But some people are going through with it, but I don't even know if it's safe to say praying for Diddy. But all I can say is this.
I am because I just don't write people off. I mean, as an entertainer.
So nothing changes entertainment wise.
As an entertainer, I don't want to hear anything from him again.
Whoa.
I don't want to hear anything from Puff ever again.
Hold on.
Now. Go
ahead.
I'm not talking about the catalog. He gave us Biggie. He gave us a lot of music. Some of his last album I can't listen to. because he got some subliminals about Cassie on there. Like I can't hear it. You see what I'm saying? So, but I don't need him ever to make music again.
Okay.
Ever.
All right. Well, that's a thing. So basically, so let's put it on record now. Mm-hmm. Where does it stop? Does it stop at No Way Out and Down? Or does it stop at the Forever album?
No, I can listen to the old music. It's just, it depends on the content of the music. Like I'm going to listen to Benjamin's. It's a classic. You see what I'm saying? It just is what it is. You know what I mean? But moving forward, I'll pray for him to really do some self-reflection and just get better. You see what I'm saying? Music, entertainment, that's done. You did that. It's over. You see what I'm saying? But, you know, as far as his catalog, I mean, it's I don't know. I can't listen to Loving You no more. That's weird.
So what song?
Loving You No More. It sounds like he's talking. I can't. I can't, man.
This is why I said the Forever album and No Way Out.
Yeah.
Because if you'd have took away Forever and No Way Out, I don't know what I'd have done. Because I was driving earlier. It was a nice day out. Got the car washed. I was listening to Hate Me Now. Mm-hmm. And that's Nas's song.
Yeah.
Puff is on the hook. And I felt myself kind of looking out the side of, let's see who's looking at me like that. Because I don't know how much he's canceled. Because now this generation and this social media climate now, people will cancel you in a heartbeat.
I don't believe in canceling people. I personally will stop listening to somebody if it doesn't feel right. You see what I'm saying? But I'm not going to stop listening to somebody because somebody else said it. That's weird.
So am I weird for still listening to Robert Kelly?
No, because TP2 is one of the greatest albums ever made. I'm dead serious. It's one of the greatest albums ever. Greatest R&B albums ever. It's one of the greatest. And so I'm not killing anybody for listening to Mr. Kelly. I'm not. You know what I mean? I mean, the music is the music. Now, I'm also not killing you if it just don't sit right with you to listen to that. You see what I'm saying? Okay. You know what I mean? So I don't believe in canceling. I believe that individually, if something don't sit right with you, you ain't got to do it. You know what I mean? My man J. Cole said it just ain't sit right with my spirit. Talking about my man Kendrick. He said it just don't sit right with him. All right, then whatever. I felt some type of way about that, but hey, man, listen, he's an individual and he can do what makes him feel good. I don't believe in canceling people. I believe in doing what makes you feel good.
I don't even know where else I want to go with it because I'm looking like I just felt this was going to be a different type of episode, but can't get around it. It was a lot to unpack.
Yeah.
It was a lot to unpack. And be perfectly honest, I don't really have the gumption to talk about nothing else today because my thing is like this. We grew up on Puff. We grew up with him. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, it's not one of those situations where you don't believe in Santa Claus no more and all this other stuff. Thank God Jay-Z is still around because I don't know what I would do if they be like, Jay's out here doing this stuff too. Just throw the whole New York City away at that point.
Niggas was mad at Jay too. Like, oh, that's your man. I was like, I thought that was corny, but whatever. Yeah, it was just heavy, man. It's heavy and it's more disappointment than anything. You know what I mean? Yes. It's, you know, like I said, men are visual creatures and it's hard to get past what you've seen. You know what I mean? Everything that's said is speculation. You know what I mean? Hey, man, he probably, if he did it, if that happened. But when you seen it, it happened. Then it's like, I can't do nothing but call him a piece of shit. I don't know, man. That was crazy. I ain't never seen nothing like that.
Yeah.
You know?
So, sad day for Harlem. Sad day for Scorpios all over the world, especially November 4th. I don't know what to say, Puff, but just go away to Bali or something. No, don't go to Bali because I think that's where Russell Simmons at. Go to the Maldives or something. And I hope it's not in the same place because somebody, I don't need some passport bro telling me it's the same place. Go somewhere overseas or do something like that. Just get up out of here. This is Oshin's View. This is Willie Negro. We out of here.
Peace.